Hey guys, what's going on? Jimmy the Owl here, and I was wrong about LEGO 2K Drive on some levels, and I was right in others. And I feel like it's time for me to address that. I don't want my video, where it's in a sad state, to just spread misinformation and not have a follow-up video to explain it more clearly and better, and hold my hands up and say where I was wrong. The single-player campaign, I said, wouldn't be worth admission and wouldn't fix any problems, and two of those are definitely wrong. I would say I'm only half wrong with admission. The game is still pricey for what it is, a open world racer, but there is a lot of things to do, a lot of races, a lot of challenges, a lot of tasks, a lot of quests, a lot of collectibles, a lot of things on the map to do. Again, I'm sick of open world games when there isn't need for one. This would also, in my mind, come under the not need to be open world game, but at least they fill the map out with stuff to do, even if it is repetitive stuff, done the same, with just a different coat of paint on it. It's still activities to do. It does fix the microtransaction problems for the time being. It took me 4 hours to get to 10k, which is the Lamborghini, which was my goal. It took me about 4 hours, even with all the pissing around I did. My problem is after you've done the first race, task, challenge and stuff, you get a less reward back on each challenge. So like I say, for example, the first time you do a race, you get 1,000. Then the next time you do it, you might only get 100, which is still more than this multiplayer was offering, but it's still a dramatic increase, meaning that you're still going to take ages to unlock cars at some point. This isn't a permanent solution, but a temporary fix, in my opinion. With a years-long battle pass coming out, there's going to be a point where there will be a wall for free-to-play players. It is inevitable, but it is not as harsh as I thought it was going to be, and I should hold my hand up and say I was wrong. You can definitely unlock cars. Also, the single player lets you unlock cars as you go, so you won't have a problem with vehicles like I thought you would. And that was a misinformation that I spread that was being thrown on Steam, as well as with the single player. Those were all things I seen and never experienced, and this has humbled me and taught me that I can't just go off my experience partially and the information given to me by others. I really need to play the full thing and just check it all out for all it's worth. And next time I will be doing that, I will give Diablo 4 the proper shakedown it deserves for a video, and I won't go off what people say online, because I don't want this to happen again. I don't want to make another video saying I was wrong. However, the one thing I'm not wrong about is the multiplayer. The multiplayer is still lacking players. I can't, like someone said to me, I can't make a comment on the player base because Steam Charts isn't the only way to play it. That is true, but Steam Charts is always a good way to have a baseline of players, seeing the majority of people normally use Steam. It gives you a general idea of your player base. But even if I don't go off that, I can go off the fact that I can't find a fucking lobby with more than 4 people still. There you go, it's still fucking broken, dead, and doesn't work. I think the main problem is the multiple game modes. Circuits and races are fine, but in those days, in a bracket for each difficulty for the bots. Why? Just have a set difficulty and don't split your player base up so fucking much. Insanity to me. So I think that's the main problem why I can't find games, is I don't really know which one people are using at which time. So it's just a guessing game to figure out which circuit people are doing. But it's a different discussion for a different day. I'm going to keep my eye on this game to make sure how the transactions paddle out and how everything goes within its first year. We'll probably come back for each battle pass and content drop, and then at the end, the final battle pass, we'll do a retrospective for the year and see how it changed and if it was worth the admission or not. But except from that, that's it really. The single player is great. If you're buying it for the single player, it is a bit steep, but if you're going to enjoy it, and if you like LEGO racing games, I think you'll have enough fun, time sink, and stuff to do to keep you going for the, I think it was £50 admission. Except from that, if you're buying it for this multiplayer, just don't bother. It's not worth it for you, because you've got to play the single player anyway to have, because anyone who's played the single player has abilities, and they have a step above you already instantly for just doing that. So, unless you're willing to put your ass through the single player in hopes that people start playing the multiplayer, there's no point buying it for the multiplayer. But yeah, that's it. I'm sorry I spread misinformation and made some bad choices. I'm hoping we don't have to do this again. I don't have to make a video to correct myself on certain issues I bring up in a game. And I'll see you guys for the either Diablo 4 or Bloodborne video, whichever one comes first. Peace.